crazy times when it comes to Pokemon Sun and Moon information because we have less than 2 months until the game comes out, and we have not seen one Pokemon Mega Evolve yet. I mean, what's the deal with that? And it has caused a lot of people to think that we're just straight up not getting Mega Evolutions in Pokemon, mostly because of Z moves. We have a bracelet, similar to like a Mega Bracelet, and then we have a held item that causes our Pokemon to get a crazy power that we can only use one time. So some people are thinking that this just completely removes Mega Evolutions, and also that there's really no room for having a Mega Evolution because you can only do one Mega while also having one Z move while having 4 other Pokemon that can have different items and stuff. It starts getting a little too complicated, and there's even a lot of YouTube videos discussing no Mega Pokemon in Pokemon Sun and Moon. However, there are a couple of things that are supporting Mega Evolutions in Pokemon Sun and Moon that we can see right here in one of the trailers. This is Dexio and Cena. These guys come from the Kalos region. They're Professor Sycamore's assistants, but that's a Mega Bracelet. That she doesn't have like slots for the Z Stone and stuff, and if they're coming from the Kalos region, it looks like maybe a relic of the past or something current that shows, hey, there's still Mega Evolutions. Don't worry, guys. Also, when you think about it, there's a lot of work that went to Mega Evolutions. Each Mega Evolution is effectively a new Pokemon when it comes to assets, design, and then it was so much work put into Mega Evolutions being a big thing for the 6th generation that it really makes no sense to kind of go and throw it away for really just no reason except for simplicity's sake, because I don't think Mega Evolutions were bad. I think they actually did a lot of really good things for the game, and then we can even see a couple of other little things right here, such as this. Like, this doesn't match the Z moves that we've seen so far. Normally there's like fire going on and stuff. I actually did a whole video kind of breaking it down, but this looks different to the other things that we see. You know, normally there's like animation and fire and whatnot, but this actually has like the rainbow pattern, and it's holding the bracelet up in a different way that seems like calling a Mega Evolution instead. So there are some things to support it, but finally, we have absolute 100% confirmation of Mega Evolutions in Pokemon Sun and Moon. I don't know if this is like slip of the tongue, something like that. Well, actually, it's hard to be a slip of the tongue in a Japanese magazine, but Japanese magazine states that Jangmo soundproof ability blocks Mega Gardevoir's hyper voice, thus confirming Mega Evolution in Sun and Moon. I mean, it's not even like, oh, this is too little information to confirm it. No, there's no other way to worry about a Mega Gardevoir's hyper voice. It even says Mega Gardevoir, because the thing about this is that soundproof ability is an amazing ability that so far only the Chespin line has, but then we've seen it in this new Pokemon. That's a really cool thing, but it's a Dragon type. So Dragon type really does not want to eat a stab, pixelate, hyper voice from a Mega Pokemon, and specifically Mega Gardevoir right here. So it kind of shows this Pokemon's strength and power in its ability, and then it also just says, you know, Mega Gardevoir. So Mega Evolutions in Pokemon Sun and Moon, and after like all my videos and trying to like dig into every little part and try to make sense of it all, it seems like it was there all along, and it just made a lot of sense that it's not going to be a feature that just magically disappears for no reason. So Mega Evolution, Z moves, it's all going to be crazy. And now, I actually wanted to go and look back and see what kind of Mega Pokemon have been revealed so far, because we have a lot of them. So right here, explore the Alola region Pokemon Sun and Moon. I believe this was the Solgaleo and Lunala reveal. Boom, there's a Salamence right there. So Mega Salamence is a potential thing right here. Also, same with Gengar. That in the same trailer, the legendary Pokemon for their reveal were beating up on potential Mega Pokemon, and it doesn't really seem like anything else is connected between them. That we randomly just have a Gengar, and we also just randomly have a Salamence. It's not like we have a Alolan Gengar or anything like that, but these are 2 Mega Pokemon as well. We can also see with the Zygarde's forms and stuff, 2 Zygarde forms are ready for battle. That's a Metagross. Also, some of the trailers right here to show off Bruxish's dazzling ability. Kangaskhan. Yeah, no one's a fan of that fake out Kangaskhan, so you get to stop it with the dazzling ability. Same with like Sucker Punch and stuff. And then recently, we saw with the Type Null reveal that Alakazam goes and gets destroyed by it as well. So, going through the trailers, this might be a full list. Hopefully this covers everything we've seen so far. We have seen Kangaskhan, Aerodactyl, Gyarados, Lucario, Salamence, Gengar, Metagross, Scizor, Alakazam, Pinsir, Tyranitar, Slowbro, Sharpedo, Charizard, and because of Charizard, probably Blastoise, Venusaur will be included as well. Now, Charizard comes off the Pokéride feature. Now, you can make whatever arguments about, like, a Pokéride Pokemon being available in the Alola region, but it shows that there is a large, diverse group of Pokemon that we can find in the Alola region so far, and also the Pokemon Japanese website kind of shows this off as well. That right here on the Japanese website, we have Alolan Pokemon, and then Pokemon that we have seen in the past that are going to be in the Alola region. Now, this does of course not show all of them, but these are specifically ones that are on the Japanese Pokemon website so far. I mean, it's standard, like we got Gyarados over here, Pinsir. So really, the only question left, I guess, is wondering which Pokemon are going to be getting Alolan forms and which Pokemon are going to be getting new Mega Evolutions, if any. Because right now, Alolan forms currently seem to be just Kanto Pokemon, but at the same time, is there room to introduce Alolan Pokemon and new Megas, or are Mega Pokemon just going to be a feature that are just going to exist forever? Because again, a lot of work put into it, and it just seems like a standard gameplay feature that shouldn't magically disappear. Because with Dexio and Cena, that if you believe in like the split timeline theory or the multiverse theory, well, the multiverse theory separates the Mega Evolution timeline from the normal Pokemon timeline, which includes a lot of Kalos in the Mega Evolution timeline. So because of that, if these guys exist and they have a Mega Bracelet, then that means the timeline has to go pretty consistently through. So this is in that timeline, if you do believe in the multiverse theory and how that plays out. So that just wonders, like, oh, is Lapras going to potentially get a Mega Evolution, or is it going to be ignored? Because another weird thing about Mega Evolutions is that since you only get one per battle, using them to make Pokemon viable is a very bad option, which is why we started seeing Alolan Pokemon. That with Alolan Pokemon, oh, we don't need to have a Mega Ninetales and Mega all of these Pokemon. Now they can just be naturally usable if they do get a good change to stats, and then they'll be viable. Because no one was using Marowak, no one's using Sandslash, no one's using Eradicate. So now these Pokemon have, you can use all these Pokemon on your team if you want to, and then they'll be able to get more play without being restricted by Megas, even though everyone just wants to use like Mega Kangaskhan anyways. So I do want to go through one last thing, the list of Mega Evolved Pokemon, because it feels fair. It feels fair that if one Pokemon's getting a Mega, or a handful of Pokemon are getting Megas, and Megas are returning in Pokemon Sun and Moon, then all of these Pokemon should be obtainable, except for maybe the legendary Pokemon, but I would like to think that the bulk of naturally occurring Pokemon would be obtainable in Pokemon Sun and Moon, and that does get a lot more interesting because of the Pokemon Bank. So if some of these Megas aren't released, or some of these like Pokemon aren't released, that means they're not going to be able to get Mega forms until Pokemon Bank is released, which makes it seem a lot more likely that all of these Pokemon will appear in the Alolan region at some point. So you can maybe start planning your competitiveness around that, kind of like similar to the way that the Pokemon VGC worked when we first had Kalos only format before the Pokemon Bank and stuff. That there were, before Pokemon Bank, that there were some Pokemon that just straight up did not exist in Pokemon X and Y version, so you had to play around it in the same way. So you can maybe call it a safe bet that the non-legendary Pokemon will be available in here. So playing around Lopunny, you know, Fake Out Last Resort's pretty tight right there. Salamence, we've already seen that in the trailers, but then some other ones, you know, we know Sharpedo's going to be around, so maybe Camerupt will kind of fall into place right there. Sableye. It's going to be tricky on the other starters from other regions, but that could be something to keep an eye out for. And then we know that a lot of Kanto Pokemon are getting some love, and that's pretty much it. So that is the Mega Mystery solved in a very strange way. So really the biggest questions now of like alternate kinds of Pokemon are with the Alolan forms. And when you start thinking about it, it's kind of weird, to be honest. We got like a ton of Alolan forms released in bulk, and then it started to trickle down, and then with the last couple announcements, we really haven't gotten much. It's all been about Ultra Beast and whatever Ultra Beasts do and that kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah, we just kind of got like Rattata's evolutionary line and stuff after getting like a bigger reveal initially. So how many Alolan Pokemon are there going to be? It seems like something that's pretty special. And then we can go to like the Japanese Pokemon website, and it has its own category right here, so we can see there's going to be a ton of new Pokemon. So we haven't even seen most. Like, that's the scary thing to think about. We haven't seen most of the new Pokemon revealed, but also at the same time, who knows how many more Alolan Pokemon are left and how that works right here. So what we can imagine is, because of the way the Japanese website does break it down and everything else, that if there's an Alolan Pokemon, you're probably not going to see its natural form occurring in the wild, and vice versa. If you see the natural form, that means it's probably not going to be an Alolan form. And if you translate, you know, Pokemon that have been found so far, and then we have the region forms of those Pokemon. So I'm wondering if it's going to be Kanto only. Like, it's seeming very likely from the reveals, but who knows with how Pokemon just goes and throws random stuff at us. Like, Ultra Beast came out of nowhere. So if there's other forms, and that does take away from new Mega Evolutions being introduced, maybe they might slide in just a handful of Mega Evolutions, also play into other region forms for the Alola region, or other regions getting Alolan forms and stuff, and then we'll see more Pokemon being revealed. But this game is looking to be amazing and jam-packed full of stuff. Less than 2 months until launch, and really, it's still anybody's guess as to how much we're getting and what else could be coming around the corner. Has been an absolutely no rules generation so far, and I love it. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.